Hello, I wanted to produce this video to show students how to work with track changes and comments from their supervisor. And I feel the best way to do this is to show you first how your supervisor will be adding track changes and comments and what happens when they do. And then for you to see how you then work with them to make the changes that they've suggested and to address their comments and then remove their comments so that you have a clean copy to submit to Canvas. Okay. So the first thing your supervisor do is they will open up your file just like this and they will see what you've sent them, and when they want to start making suggestions and changes they will go to this review button at the top here that you can see me pointing to, and within here we have this thing called track changes, and they will click on that, and that tells Word from this point on record every change that I make to the document. They make sure they want to be able to see what they're doing, so this should say all markup, and we'll come back to this in a moment when I show you how there is a common mistake that I think some students make when they submit their work, which means that they think they've got rid of the track changes and comments, but they're actually still there. All right, so if I'm a supervisor, I'm looking at this, and I might start immediately to go, okay, I think this change needs to be made here. This needs to be bold and underlined. And as you can see, as I'm typing things, it's recording every change I make. It's saying what I've done. I've bolded and underlined that. I then may say something like this. So I can highlight this and I can then make a comment if I want to. So up here I can put new comment. And then as I'm going through, I will say something like needs citation. I'm sure you've seen that mentioned in your work before. And then I might say that word isn't needed. And then I might say actually this entire paragraph, this entire paragraph write this better. There we go. Of course, we'd never be this unhelpful with our comments, but you get the idea. And as I'm going through again, as I say, if I add a word, I'm just adding random words here. This is a random text, by the way, that I got from the internet. So whatever this says is just completely, utterly meaningless gibberish. And then I might spot there's a mistake there and take that out and remove the line, and so on. And what will quickly become apparent is that if your supervisor, and they may do something like this, where they decide that paragraph needs to go in there, and then it really starts to look very messy. And what you'll see is it's showing that that's been deleted from there, but you can see it's been added there. So this is why this is in green and not red, because it's been something that's been moved. And of course, this is how it works for your supervisor. I'm not going to keep on making lots of changes, but you get the idea. Okay, when you get sent it, so often the supervisor will then save it and send it back to you, and it will look something like this. Now, they often forget to change it so that they take the track changes off. So the very first thing you want to check when you get it back is you'll probably get it back. So you'll be here. You should click on the review button, and then you should make sure that this track changes thing is not dark gray. It's now out. So now any changes that are made will not be recorded in the document. If you leave that on and you start making changes, you'll be recording your changes again, and that won't be very helpful. So we want to make sure that's off. Now, the most common mistake a lot of students make, as I said, is if you do go up here to the all markup drop-down box and you pick no markup, you can see what it would look like once all of the track changes and comments have been addressed and removed. But if you then save that and submit it, by the time it shows up on Canvas again, it will have reverted back to this. And then you get a message from me saying, sorry, it's still got track changes and comments, and that's not what we wanted. What you need to do is now start addressing them. The first thing you should always do is get your cursor to the very beginning of the document with your mouse. So the cursor is now right at the start of the title. And then what I can do is click this next button. And what it will do is it will highlight the first change that has been suggested by the supervisor. And then I've got the option to accept or reject it. If I reject it, then it will go back to what it was before. You don't really want to do that when your supervisor is giving you advice. What you want to click is accept. And you'll see it's accepted first, the bolding and the underlining. The next time I click accept, it takes the awesome word, and then the last time I click, it now removes the thing that my supervisor deleted. It's now moved to the next thing, which in this case is a comment. The problem here is if you click accept, then nothing really happens. And this is because, of course, this comment is telling you need to do something, okay? And what it's telling you to do is add a citation. So if we added our citation like this, what do we do now with the comment? Well, what you do is if you click on that comment, you can now actually reject it, or you can click delete here. Either thing will mean that that comment now is gone. But you should only do that once you've made the change. So now I make sure my cursor is, I would put the cursor where I'd made the last change, click on the next button, and it will find the next change. I can click tick. It is possible using this drop down menu to say accept all changes. That's a very quick way of just accepting every change that your supervisor has made. I would recommend against doing this because I think it's better for you to go through change by change and see what has been changed. Otherwise, everything gets changed and you won't know what's happened. So yes, so we go here. Now this is moved on to the comment. Now, of course, this is telling us to write this better. So this may take a bunch of editing. And what I suggest doing is essentially you would come here, and you would write your better paragraph there with lots of excellent points. And once you're happy, okay, I'm happy now that this new paragraph is better than my old paragraph, you can then, if you want to, highlight it and then just press your delete button and it will go. Alternatively, if there were bits of it you needed to keep, you could just get rid of the comment now and then delete that comment, keep any bits you wanted, but you might decide actually, okay, I'm going to definitely remove that sentence and then I'm going to move that into here and so on, so that now I've got my better paragraph that I'm going to keep. And then once again, put the cursor somewhere in there, click the next button, get the next change, keep clicking. I'm going to click accept now just to get, and then I'll click through. Now, once you've got to the point where you have dealt with everything and there is nothing left, it will say there aren't any comments or track changes in your document. You can click OK, and you'll notice now I have a document. Now, of course, it may be that I spot some things that my supervisor didn't, paragraphing and spacing and things that I want to correct, and I can do all that. I would then suggest making a final save or saving it as a brand new document so you've still got the one your supervisor sent you with the comments if you want to refer back to it. Click save and then you're done. Okay, so that's how you work with track changes and comments, and I hope you found that useful.